Hello, in this video I'll be covering exceptions in C++. So an exception is a problem that arises during the execution of a program. An example of this is an erroneous input, like for example inputting strings when we want to input a number to our variable, or trying to divide something by a zero, etc. There's three keywords that are usually used for exceptions. First one is catch, you have to try, and you have to throw. Try is what you try to execute the code, so you usually wrap your code around it, and then if the try fails, you catch the program in an exception. This could be your own exception or whatever. So it's usually like a message that tells you, oh, it's an error. And then throw is what throws an exception when the error happens. So now if we move into coding, for starters, we will make an integer a, an integer b, and we'll make a double c. Let's just initiate some values to these. Just make that a 10, make this for now a 10 as well. And in here we will do, here we'll just do a new method, which is going to be of type double, going to call it a division, and that's going to take an integer a, an integer b, and we will be returning a divided by b, like this. And then of course, when we divide, if we divide by 0, then that's of course a problem. So what we'll do is if b is equal to 0 or a is equal to 0. So this checks if either of the two numbers are 0, and then what we'll do is we'll throw the error, and it'll be cannot divide by 0. As simple as that. And now in here we will perform our code. So this is what we're going to do. We will do c is equal to division, and we'll just do a b, and then at the bottom here we'll call a message value of c is, and then we'll just put c and we'll end the line here. So now, right now, this will just print whatever happens. So if we try to see if it works, we'll just get 1. If we put 0, nothing will happen. But now this is where we put our tags for the exception. So we put try at the start of our code that we want to try, and at the very bottom we put catch. Now catch has to have the brackets, and of course it has to have some kind of an exception. So what we'll do here is we're going to make a constant variable of type char. We're going to give a pointer and give it a name, and then we'll use a new keyword that was not used before, which is ser. So it's a bit like sin and cow. So ser is for showing errors, basically outputting errors, and we're going to output a message, and we will end the line. So if we just go over the code, we try to execute this code. If it fails, it'll go to the catch and display that instead. And if we get a 0 in either A or B, it will throw the error here. So if we press F5 now, the code should run properly because both of these numbers are okay. But if we change A to 0, then we get the error because we can't divide by 0. Again, if we change this to something like this, we'll get a 0 simply because we're, and then if we change this to a 0, we shall get, there we go, cannot divide by 0. So yeah, that's all there is to exceptions. Well, there's more, but that's all I'm going to cover in this video. Thank you for watching.